Hey everyone, this is Manly Badass Zero, and welcome to Garten of Banban 2, which is the second chapter of the now infamous horror game, where you go into a kindergarten, where the things inside may or may not want to eat your organs. Yeah, so we're right after the, previous one. This will be useful. Or something. I didn't see how you just died. Like, you're just gone. It's over with for you. You're like the big shot of the previous game and it's just done at the start of the next one. It's like a Marvel movie. Modern ones, at least. Here we go. This is it. The things we've done have finally come back to bite us. Everyone's gone and the whispers from the abyss just keep getting louder. I think even saw a face or two looking up at me. We're told everything that gets thrown into the abyss dies, but it appears we were tricked. If you're reading this, take my advice and leave. Everything here should be forgotten and erased from history. The One Piece is real? Testing sector. What we gotta test? Oh. The spider is real. Well, that's not as entertaining as the One Piece. There's an elevator success, but stairs are good exercise. True. The spider is real and it's coming. What spider? Hey, buddy. You wanna go? Yeah, that's right. Banban's kindergarten. This is more like an office.
Hey, you there. I can see you on the cameras.
No, you can't.
I am so happy to see you. And I need your help with something. Wait, can you even hear me? Hello? Listen, if you can hear what I'm saying, wave at any camera.
No. Oh man, 3 things.
Oh, thank God. I'm so glad you're here. I thought this was the end. I was looking around and walked into the security room. Then the door closed behind me and I've been stuck inside since. It needs a light blue key card to open, but I don't have it. I know why you're here and I can help you.
That's a spider.
But you've got to get me out of here. If I recall correctly, only maintenance workers held the light blue key card. So you're gonna have to go down to the maintenance room and look there. The door there is probably locked as well, and I can't open it from here, but I do have control over the break room door. Here, I open it for you. See if you can find anything useful in there.
There's never anything useful. It's not money. What's this? Case update report. The devil. Creation of case 6 is to provide invaluable information and may explain why previous cases have sorely failed, as well as improve the creation of future cases. Despite being seemingly incredibly intelligent, it does not appear to recognize itself as a non-human. When addressed as a non-human, Case 6 reacts with confusion. Reflections also have no effect, as Case 6 appears to see itself as the human genome donor. A meeting between Case 6 and the human genome donor has not yet been conducted. Case 6 describes a constant immense pain as present in the entirety of its body, with the human genome donor of Case 6 being a doctor. The case has failed to give description more detailed than pain having to do with the blood flow. Case 6 has no blood in their systems, only givanium. Yeah, you don't want any of that in you. Makes you want to give things. It's awful. Happy birthday. Okay. Our thing should work now. An old friend is waiting in the lobby. Aye. We don't really know each other very well. But... yeah. The drone is an interesting... it's an interesting gimmick. It's not necessarily good, but I can see they wanted to do something there.
Drones. I lost mine a couple of weeks ago. Maintenance workers used them for all sorts of things, like reaching high places and grabbing things that fell into the abyss, and sometimes even comfort. It's good that you have one. It might be useful in our little conundrum. Take a look around and see if you can figure out how to get into the maintenance room. I'm unsure if it can be of much help, but wave at the cameras if you need my insight.
No. I'll figure this out. Yes. So the first one... that one. I mean, it's the tone of the desks. Okay. Do that one, and then... it would be the next one would be another blue. Do this one. And then just be going back for the reds. So... it'd be the one that's like the least red. So I'm assuming it's this one. Yeah, and then... the next tone would be, yeah. Yay. You did it! You've got key.
Sweet. Now you can go down to the maintenance room. Remember, you're looking for a light blue key card. Good luck and thank you.
Nab has no friends. And that's a good thing. Treat others like how you would like to be treated with respect. Also eat their organs. I may be slow, but I'm quick to help anyone in need. No, you're not. Where were you? That one time. Where I needed a very slow snail. That one very specific situation. Reminder to all workers, work in groups no smaller than 2, carry flashlights at all times. Nah. If they're in direct confrontation with the spider, cause as much noise as possible until help arrives. We're good. I'm curious what they'll do with the spark, because the one time you do actually encounter a monster in the previous one, like, it was actually well done. Well, for an indie horror game anyway. With the bird and everything. It was just that the bird section was just so short. And then the overall game was short. Like, really short. So, like, can they make that shine a bit? Can they polish? They kind of bring up what the game is, because obviously the game has flaws, but that probably goes back upstairs later. Remember to protect yourself. Hard hat, high visibility vest. Gotta pick up a flashlight, I think. Maybe up here. Yellow glass is breakable material. Break it. Yay. Okay, so the problem with the drone is it's underutilized puzzle-wise, because we'll see if that changes. But, like, all you're doing is clicking, right? So effectively, you're not necessarily doing anything that... It's not any more interactive than if it was just buttons up there. Boo. What, you gonna try to scare me? Wait. Damn it! I don't like the deepest lore reincarnate thing. I think it takes too long. We're good. We're good. You always go the direction of the blue, but go the opposite of the pink. UAVs online. Later, spider. Okay, so we got another key. Then we'll go... Blue room, right? There's nothing in here. Oh wait, here we go. If you read this fast enough, you might escape. Oh!
Three birds with one stone. I get all of your key cards, I get the perfect specimen, and I don't have to deal with that thing down there.
You sound completely normal.
And it's all thanks to you. Oh, come on. I didn't hit you that hard. Or maybe I did. Either way, it's best you take a nap while I prepare for our little surgery.
You literally sound just like a dude. Maybe that's the point. Everyone else sounds like an animal. Your keycards have been taken away. That's fine. Don't need no keys. Case type 2. Procedure in case 6 has been a success. Stable and performs tasks are necessary for organic beings, such as eating and drinking, as predicted despite the lack of any biological necessity to do so. As previously observed in the cases of humans of the primary genome, case 6 recalls many memories and events belonging to the original genome donor as their own. It's probably this is basically talking about Banban. Hence, the devil. Capable of speech as fluently as the original genome donor. Unlike the previous cases of humans as the primary genome, case 6 is interestingly docile and cooperative, albeit very confused about the circumstances. Most previous cases displayed extreme hostility. Extremely hostile, rather. And nervous behavior towards staff and children alike. Behavior that's been attributed to the new genetical modifications that were applied. Hey buddy, hit that for me, would you? And then big ol' X. You need to go over here. And then go here. You're not supposed to walk in, you're supposed to send a drone, but like... You see a new room, you gotta walk into it. That's what I mean, I don't like the reincarnation thing. It creates too long of a gameplay loop. Probably the wrong term to use there, but... Oh, he actually hit it. Nice. Go in there. Go in there. And then go in here. Oh, come on, buddy. Oh, scary. Broken glass is very deadly. Oh, I got some light. Now I can hit that button. Which accomplished something. What did it accomplish? Oh, here we go. We seem to get on broken elevators a lot. What is that? Seriously, no, what are these? I guess he's supposed to be like Gumby monsters. You ever seen the old claymation show Gumby? Because if you actually like look at the application, it is called clay. It's not called Garten of Banban or anything. Child, elephant, baby, fish. I'm gonna go back around. Well, no, I think I can cut through that door right there. Right? Distract before extraction. No. Machine needs a certain liquid to operate. Whoa! Big. You're the one I was supposed to distract, right? I should not walk near you. How's it like, do not cross, it will trick you? How's it gonna trick you? It's a giant monster. It's like, oh no, giant monsters are always friendly. You ever seen Iron Giant? It's like, oh no, I've been tricked. The giant monster ate me. Who have ever suspected? Find that thing's eye. Never mind. Oh, no. Maybe that was a trick. So suppose the goal would be to shoot the cannon at them. But like... I don't see no cannonballs. I don't know what happened. 1 second they were as docile, as peaceful as the kindergarten toddler, and next they were ripping the place apart. I mean, they're made out of clay. I think the loud crash might have startled them. I didn't know that they were prone to their instincts. Myself and the rest of the survivors are currently cornered in the main hallway. We're running low on ammunition and energy to defend ourselves. Oh, so they had guns. At least this cannon prop they brought here the other day is finally being put to use. It's only a matter of time before we're left defenseless, and when we do, I hate to think about what those things will do to us. We're heading for the lower levels when we see an opening. Nobody's been down there in a while, and it should be a safer place to wait this out, if we make it. I must leave it at that because I'm getting yelled at for writing this and not helping. Save yourself and get out of here if you can. Get some goo. We just need goo from everyone. Get all the goo. How much goo can I get? Is it like only one goo per... No, you can collect multiple goo. Okay. I was worried it was gonna, like, bug out and, like, stack. I need your goo. Oh, smack it! Thank you. Red goo. We found a rocket. Fire! That's right. Oh. I'll have to read later. It'll be in the, I think the files are saved to the main menu. So what's in here? Free hat. So what we got going on? This is the, okay, so basically we went a full loop around. It's no big deal, it's just a giant skeleton face. You don't judge in this world. And look at a giant cookie monster. Cookie. So can you get these buttons? You need to, get up in there. Drone customization. Oh yeah. Well, you gotta put a... You gotta make it look red. Goes faster that way. Drone looks kind of like the same, but... I think you look more yellow than before. Fly over the table. Never mind. Oh yeah, you got a little hat. It's real small. This is what I mean about the drone puzzle, though. The drone puzzle... They're not puzzles, they're just... busybody work. Because what's the difference between you just going up and just hitting the buttons? You see what I mean? There's a note here. The bird. The recent genetic modifications are applied to case 10. Significant behavioral changes have been observed. Aggression towards certain demographics have been completely replaced with protective and motherly behavior. Said demographics include individuals of small stature, high-pitched voices, and those with childlike attributes. Individuals that do not fall into said demographics are still met with extreme aggression that can turn lethal due to the case's large size and possession of a very sharp beak, since we're an adult and went after us. Long hallway, my friend. None of these doors work. Well, that one does. Never mind. Never mind. I don't have that key. I wonder if there was a secret key or something somewhere down the line. How to survive a giant snail attack? Stop. Go. Oh my god. This is what I mean, the drone puzzle's gotta go. Cause, okay, I'll tell you something like directing everything. You've got a long hallway. It's actually pretty interesting looking. It's got some visual direction and where your eye is gonna go. They establish that there is a threat coming, because you have the little snail poster. It's a little unsubtle, but it's alright. But then you get here. And you come to a full hard stop. You gotta do the drone. The drone's not doing something funny or interesting. It's just hitting, it's just 4 or 5 clicks. Snail. I don't care. You can do, you're a snail. You're a bird! I guess you just run. I see something over here.
Quick! In here!
Where's in here? Bird. Oh, you gotta... What, the voices for the things are interesting. This is a trap. Ooh, you're weird.
Everyone, I want you all to welcome our newest student.
Am I the sea life lover?
Class. I'll let it slide this time since it's your first day, but be late again and I'll rip you to pieces. You're a new and unpopular student, so you will have to sit with the unpopular table in the middle.
Ooh, naughty corner.
Now sit, so we can begin.
No, I'm over here. That's me. This fits me right to a T.
Sit.
Nah. Cycle of kindness. Kindness, betrayal.
Where do you think you're going?
I'm not even... I'm just standing here!
Okay, class, so the first lesson of the day is math. Over the course of the semester, you will learn how to annihilate others, how to safely extract the human brain for eating, and... Oh, wait, I made a mistake. I think that's lesson 4 of the day.
Now, those are pretty good lessons, actually.
Over the course of the semester, you will learn to add, subtract, divide, multiply, and so much more.
Got stuck in the naughty corner.
I'm so excited.
I'm used to that.
Before we start, let's revise some of the basics. What is 6874123612 plus 9819399912? And remember, wrong answers will be very harshly punished. Where do you think you're going?
I'm not even... I'm just sitting here.
612 plus
7,856,063,524.
Answers will be very harshly punished. Frog. Wrong.
No. It was frog. Clearly it was frog.
Others had to safely
I guess I was supposed to hit the really smart kid one.
Oh, wait. I made a mistake. I think that's lesson 4 of the day.
They should make the save point load in at the math problem.
Add, subtract, divide, multiply,
So you don't have to go for the, so that way you can experiment and hear these other
I am
ones.
so excited. Before we start, let's revise some of the basics. What is 6874123612 plus 9819399912? And remember, wrong answers will be very harshly punished.
Really smart kid.
78560635524. Correct!
Yeah.
You kids are really paying attention today. Next question, and one that I wrote myself. What is 2 plus 2?
Smart kid.
Correct! Wow, I thought everyone would get it wrong.
Would the really smart kid overthink it?
Alright, last question before your lunch break. What is misery plus disappointment?
Dramatic kid.
My life. Correct! Unfortunately,
My soul's
that's
also
all
a
the
correct
time we have
answer.
for math for the day. Go to your lunch break, and then we'll start the next lesson when you come back.
Hey, lights are out. No. What was that? No. We're the cool kids. We chew gum. Get us gum for money. I have money. What's this, like some kind of like a tutorial how to survive like a playground? Oh man, I'm cool now. Hold up, I'm hanging out with the cool kids.
Everyone, this announcement concludes your lunch break. Please return to your classes. Also, teachers, please keep in mind that we're on the lookout for a very, very naughty student, believed to be accompanied by a drone. If you catch them, call Principal Banban's office immediately.
Oh, it's Banban.
Hey, you didn't see the person they're talking about, did you?
Nah.
Oh, what am I saying? You're one of the cool kids. Of course you don't talk to ugly, unpopular kids like them. Take a seat with the cool kids, where you belong.
Aura.
Okay, kids, the next lesson is science. Like we did for math, and since this is the first science lesson of the semester, it will only be a review lesson. But first, let me introduce you to our classroom rules. No eating, no talking, no breathing, no moving, no asking questions, and no washroom breaks. Remember, I will have to punish you very, very harshly if you break any of those rules. Back to the review. Let's start with something easy. How hot is the sun?
Loud kid? That's pretty hot.
Wrong!
No, it isn't. This is what I mean though, like you hear the coin drop,
Take a seat
you get
with
the
the
Pressy
cool kids, where you
reincarnated,
belong.
you hear all the dialogue again. The save points are in the wrong spots, it has to be sped up.
Is science. Is the sun.
Popular kid.
Nothing's as hot as me.
It's right.
I'll allow it, but only because it made me laugh and because you're a cool kid. I can tell by your very cool glasses. Next question. How many hearts does an octopus have?
Oh, I know this one. Aura.
Stingerflint. Correct. That's half right, since Stingerflint is close to an octopus. He's a jellyfish. But I'll allow it, since you're a cool kid.
This is like real life.
Octopuses have 3 hearts. We humans have 1. And Stingerflint has... I'm not sure actually, but let's move on. Next question. We have 5 senses. Sight, smell, taste, touch, and...
Loud kid.
Correct! Oh, you just made me use my 5th sense. Close enough. I'll allow it. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for science for today. Go on to your second break, and then we'll start the next lesson when it's over.
What happened? Some kind of rebellion? Give me your money. Give me your money. Give 'em away. It's mine. Equally mine. It is also mine. What are you two up to? Yay, I'm a mean kid now. We're gonna win in the long run.
Attention everyone, this announcement concludes your second break.
Cool kids
Please
can't beat
return to
us.
your classes.
Oh wow! 3 new kids in one day? 1 unpopular kid? Yuck. 1 cool kid and 1 mean kid. Welcome! Sit on the table to your left where you belong so we can begin.
Unkind money taker.
The next lesson is health and kindness.
Oh, unkind money taker's got the answer to that one.
And science, it will only be a review lesson. Let's start with some common knowledge to freshen your stupid brains. Can anyone here give me an example of an unkind person?
Unkind money taker.
I will beat you to death. Correct! That is a perfect example. Good job. Assuming it wasn't directed at me, of course. Now, this time, can anyone give me an example of a kind person?
Pain giver.
I will give you immense pain. Correct! Exactly! Giving others things without expecting anything in return is exactly what kindness is. This class is going to be great! I can feel it! Wait, what was that? I wonder if it's a new student. Nobody move while I check it out.
You have no ass. You're literally Hank Hill. Goal. Hey, I'm gonna snitch.
No! Not again! I actually tried to be a good teacher this time.
Did you? You're too tall to crawl in here, so what are you gonna do? Hey. Yeah, that's right, run away. Oh! That's cool. Hello, guys! Thanks for the key. Oh! Oh! Oh, you gotta capture the birds. How many can I capture at one time? There you go. I guess maybe what happens is with the little chicks there, they alert you to its presence when it comes in. Like, you're supposed to get the key, it walks in, it's dark, and then it's like, oh, nothing here, let me go find my chicks. But then you're like, I already ate them. And that's how it ends. This is way too long of a run. It's kind of what I mean. There's a lot of, like, non-purposeful small things you could tweak. Like the drone puzzles. Some of the stretches between, like, little things like this are, like, too long. They're not necessarily really accomplishing anything. Unless it does. But even small things, like the way you lay out a room, the length of rooms, things like they are directorial things that can do things for you. Yeah, see? Exactly like... It's like, my babies! Where are you? Snail. I'm gonna run away. Never mind. Go get him. Its eyes!
Hello?
I kinda noticed that the color now is like a snail, like slime trail.
Where are you hiding?
I really need to get that door right now. Ah! Did it really kill me through the door because I moved? Are we safe? Oh, I like this place. Cannons must be fired at the lit buttons. Only one can be fired at a time. We must run around. There are 3 rounds total. 3 rounds? 3 clams. It's not real water. Ripped off. Stinger Flynn mission. Probably like 1 more, so I didn't keep count. Yay. Yar. Fire! Fire! A lot of stings around here. The case mentioned in the previous report has moved an arm, as his artificial nervous system has worked for a split second. As predicted, GV seems to provide identical functions to blood when combined with cases 3 and type 6. Type 5 and mammalian circulatory systems are ineffective. GV appears to expand in size where it is set to flow, and as a result, the cases grow a number of veins across its body, and has grown significantly in size. Never growth appears to have any kind of negative effect, besides the risk of looking unpleasant to use. It's a blue card. There was a blue door out there with a snail. Let me in. Cool. Ooh! Wait your turn. Everyone dies. Deuteronomy, I'm okay and Claire is okay. The nice jellyfish saved us from the big bird and the evil red man. We are going to the jellyfish's home. They're dead. Hup! Hup! I'm letting this event go up again. Go, Sonic! So you can't change your momentum when you're in the jump. I'll say this right now. I've just discovered that. So if you jump, you're committed to it. Now, realistically, yeah, you can't stop on a dime in a game. I mean, in real life. But in a lot of games, you surprisingly can. You know, because of the nature of what games are and how they work and everything. So you actually can really overshoot these things. Oh yeah, I can play these. Hup, 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 hup. I win. What's my prize? Oh man, I want a... Ew. It's a shipping cake. Hey, buddy.
You know, on a normal day, you'd be standing where I am, behind the safety of this glass.
Well, now I'm staying on top of your cake.
Like you're in a zoo watching some animals. Speaking of zoos, it's almost assembly time, where all the doors open, so we must keep this brief. Look, I'm sorry I hit you, but you gotta understand. I needed something from you that I could only get if you were unconscious, and I was all out of sedatives. If you'd seen me, you wouldn't have trusted me, I know it. But there was one thing I didn't lie to you about, and that's me knowing why you're here. You're here for your children. I too am working towards saving them, if you can believe it. But someone else has them. Someone far stronger than you and me both, that resides deep in the abyss.
I mean, look at the main menu. Yeah, the jellyfish is next.
You've gotta go. There's an elevator in Opillabird's walkway. Take it and we'll talk again down there.
Open.
You've been a bad student.
No, I haven't. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're still alive, huh, buddy? I went left, I went left. Could have been real bad. You usually have to go right. Seems like a trap somehow. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Got to do the whole chase sequence again. Don't let me do the whole thing again. Press E to be reincarnated. Whoa. What am I supposed to do? Ah, I see. Later. Thanks for the key. Now, do they do a stinger? Jellyfish stinger. Do they do a stinger for the next chapter? No matter what, do not go down there. I mean, I'm already down here. Actually, no, where am I? Do you really have to pause right on that text? I think that was the stinger. The text on the wall? I told you I'd snitch. So that's it for Garten of Banban, Chapter 2. So I'll kind of reiterate what I said at the first video I did of this, and I actually went into a bit of this in my video of the parody game that the Bendy developer created. But basically, I think it is a little funny that Garten, I guess maybe it's like the final like straw, like Garten itself was the one that like got people noticing more, like, wow, there's too many Friday Nights at Freddy's kind of DNA based horror games. I guess you can argue maybe it's a little more closer to Bendy, because Five Nights at Freddy's doesn't really necessarily play like this, except for maybe the newest one. And Bendy was one of the first successful, notable ones where it launched, obviously influenced to an extent by Five Nights at Freddy's, with the intent of profit and of creating a franchise. And I think it was also one of the first ones to launch with a merchandise store, like right off the bat. And then a bunch of other things came after that that tried to emulate, and I think Poppy is pretty much the only successful one that kind of like stuck due to production values and pacing and presentation. I don't really cut things like Baldi or other stuff like that on this kind of spear, because those are like more parodies of something way different. They play completely different. But it feels like to me Garten kind of set off due to its lower production values, and like it's got some major directorial issues, and there's some positives too. I'll get into that. And the fact that you have two really large established fan bases. I think the Freddy fans are kind of sticking to themselves, but you've got the Bendies, because they just had a new Bendy game, and Poppy is still very actively popular and played. You got two very active fan bases that are kind of seeing something coming up, and then you have a lot of YouTubers who, due to the nature of wanting to get a lot of views and arguably a lot of money, thousands of dollars per video, you had all the YouTubers labeling it as the next Poppy playtime. So like, Garten of Banban took all the aggro. But I don't think it's necessarily anything wrong with making a game for profit or somewhat emulating or your peers or things from the past, because obviously the two it's emulating also emulated something. But I do think you need to hit things hard. If you're coming in an established field, you gotta hit it hard. Especially if you're charging money, you gotta hit it hard. Which is what Poppy did. That's why Poppy had success. So I'll use an example like the first Star Wars movies. The first Star Wars movies are very critically acclaimed. Obviously, some of the special effects are actually still really good. Some are dated. And in a lot of ways, they're actually still better than all the new movies coming out or works. But you cannot necessarily make a movie with the special effects level of Star Wars. You have to use more modern technology responsibly. So, like, as the years went on, obviously you couldn't just emulate it. And there was, if you actually go for like old VHS tapes, there was a lot of Star Wars clones that came out right after that. That's the nature of humans and their creativity. They were just very low budget, like very low budget production, like really bad. Or very cheesy, at least. So I think being inspired or emulating peers or anything, or trying to be the next thing, I think that's always perfectly fine. It's just you gotta hit it hard, you gotta hit it fast, and you gotta do it right from the start. Because you already have lessons you can kind of follow through on. And the Garten of Banban devs, previously they only did, for the most part, two-dimensional kind of niche, actually kind of interesting horror games. Like, they were actually legitimately pretty interesting, had a very unique art style. So this is very much new territory for them that they were probably not necessarily ready to take on. So if I were to rank the second one, I actually think the second one's worse than the first one, which is interesting. Because you would think it'd be better, because it would learn some lessons. And I bring that straight down to is that there's no bird section. So the first one, the big highlight everyone takes note of is the bird. Because the bird is a creative enemy. You could make a whole horror game about the bird. You don't need anyone else. The bird alone could have carried it. Because the bird acts interesting. It's not quite something you've really seen. You don't really point at something and say like, oh, there's a bird horror game. There's like a chicken one out there right now, I think that was thing. But this one acts better than the chicken did. The chicken was just, it saw you and just chased after you. So you literally could have had a horror game, like a Jurassic Park-esque thing, where it's like, we tried to bring back the dodo bird, but it went horribly wrong. And made it like a B horror movie, and it would have been great. It could have still been the cutesy kids style, like, we tried to make a dodo for the kids. I mean, you could have had a 2-hour killer dodo game. It would have been kino. But you've thrown all these other characters into the mix. They're not really... The one teacher one's a little interesting. But for the most part, they're not really charismatic. And because they lack a certain level of charisma, there is less incentive to go into, because they're sprinkling deepest lore stuff. It is somewhat parody and like tongue-in-cheeking, but it is also there. And because of the chasing of the hidden lore stuff, they've added some triteness and some slowing down of the pace, like the loading screen thing, that it did not need. The game really needs to be tighter, and the flaws of the tightness of the directing comes through more in the second one. And granted, I play a lot of games that have that flaw. It's not necessarily unique, but I will put it out for Garten of Banban, because it is more known and it is selling itself. It's not a free indie horror game on itch.io or something. Like I said, like some of the overly long hallways, the weird save spots, the drone puzzles being useless. Because think of the nature of a set piece. So let's use the classroom for example. The drone flies in, sits in the naughty corner. And then after the whole sequence is over, you have to use the drone, because she's distracted and away, to fly into the button and hit the button. But the drone effectively accomplishes nothing writing or entertainment-wise, because you literally could have just had a button. Like, oh, she left, I'm gonna go up and hit the button. She's not guarding the button anymore. It would be the same exact thing. The drone is just an excuse to say we added a gameplay element. And that this is actually where the Poppy playtime influence would come in, with the hook hands. But they do have a concept of some interesting set pieces. They just don't need, they need to like think more simpler in their execution. Because horror is designed to be simple. Even some of the greatest like works of literature in the horror sphere, like really old ones, like from, you know, from hundreds of years ago. Well, not hundreds, but yeah. They are technically simple stories. A lot of them are just short stories. But you convey a lot with so little. So like, the snail one was a little interesting. The spider one was not fun at all. And then the bird got defanged and just makes almost like a cameo. It's really, it doesn't really exhibit any of the cool behavior or like set piece it did. Even like the bird collecting puzzles, another example. There's no reason you really should have to collect the little birds. It should just, you could really just simplify that section and just be like, hide in the corner. And it would be the same effective directing. It would just cut down your time. Because it feels like they were trying to increase the length of the game because of the criticism of the first one being so short. But I think you'd be better off cutting out so much of the content and then not having it be episodic. Just, here's Garten of Banban. And I think people will have responded a lot better. Plus not having the merchandise shop advertise it right at the beginning. Fun fact, there's another game that started off of a merchandise shop, and people don't really notice it because it was very small scale, but Doki Doki Literature Club also launched a little shop. So, horror games are definitely a very major genre right now. They're everything that becomes big and as an audience will become for profit to an extent, sometimes majorly to an extent. Even the nature of YouTubing, of course, and streaming has changed hugely from when I first started, like 12, 13 years ago now. No, 13 years ago now, yeah. You know, because when I tell people I'm literally one of the first gaming YouTubers and streamers, like, I'm not kidding. You can count how many were around back then, like, on 2 hands. But yeah, overall, Garten of Banban, it's basically, to me, it's like a 5 out of 10 kind of game, maybe 6. I play a lot of 5 out of 6 out of 10 horror games. It's just most of them usually you don't pay for. So it definitely is not as bad as people say it is. But it could just be handled smarter. On a separate note, the final note, based on some comments I think I saw in the first video a little bit, you'll sometimes get those comments that will say like, why are you playing this game? This game's crap. And like I said, I don't think this game is crap. It's mediocre, basically. But as a personal choice, I think YouTubers who are game-focused should generally remain neutral to the field. Because there is some parallel link with the nature of what streamers and YouTubers are, and the nature of what is... They've probably supplanted game reviewers in a lot of ways. So my general philosophy is YouTubers should, even if the game is maybe not necessarily the greatest thing, you should usually give games a shot, let the audience kind of feel out like, hey, here's the game, if you think it's crap, well, here's the footage to prove it or not. Because how would you know unless you either watch someone play it, or you played it yourself? Because I am the type of person that's very much like, before you make a hard opinion on everything, you should at least ever see it or, experience it or something. You don't want to be like, everyone told me this series is bad, so like, oh, it's bad. With some exceptions, of course. Anyway, so thank you all for watching play Garten of Banban Episode 2, or Chapter 2. I'll see you guys later, and take it easy.